Hello, hi. I'm really excited for this session. I know you recognize the guy, in my screen. Trivia lang. We've been
Together.
friends for 33 years. Can you believe that? 33
Yeah.
years. So this is Tony Herbosa, the guy behind Top. He's an investment guy for all these years. And we encountered each other as 1988. Can you believe that, Tony? And
Classmates.
you
Yes.
were kids, okay? We were
Yeah.
virtually young guys, and it's been 33 years thereafter. I've really, run to him for a lot of consultations, particularly, because he's the guy who's one of the earlier advocates. I mean, there's been a lot of advocates on cryptocurrency, but no one from the mainstream like Tony. So this is Tony Herbosa. All these years, he's been a fund manager, investment banker, businessman, consultant. But lately, I won't say you're retired, no, but you're
The
pretty
way I'm
much
partly
partly
retired.
partly retired. And for the last 3 or 4 years, you've been quite active in advocating for our topic for this session is
Yes.
cryptocurrency. So Tony, just a question. What
Yes.
got you? And I know you're a stock market guy. You're into many things. What brought you into the world of cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that's a good question because I'm not supposed to fall in love with
Yeah,
cryptocurrencies given my age. And I'm older than you, although we were classmates. Um,
slightly lang, slightly. Okay.
Slightly. And the reason why I like crypto because even in TAP, maybe since 2013, we try to teach tappers how to trade the stock market. But stocks are so difficult. It's it's so you have to really be a good trader. It's almost like in a bull market, in PSE stocks, like what you're seeing now, about one or two fly, but 80% may not be flying. In a cryptocurrency bull market, it's the reverse. So it's easy.
Okay.
80% are flying, right? And my experience with TAP, parang teaching people how to trade, there were problems with the stock market because 2010 to 2014 was the wave three.
Yeah.
Jonathan Revelas would say that, and the market was flying. But 2017 onwards, 18, 19 was the wave four.
It's like a
That is
flat.
like the bear market,
Yeah.
flat na
Very
into
flat.
down. 9,000, we picked 9,000, we went to 4,000 something. So, ang hirap to teach people how to cut loss, how to be a trader, how to exit, marami na ipit. Ang hirap. If you go to Top now and you talk to that crypto guys, I call them kryptonites, they're all making money, 90%. Kasi crypto is wave one eh. Parang my comparison to the PSE is the wave one of the PSE was the time of Cory, 1986
Yeah.
to
Okay.
1997. That's 10 years. Crypto is 10 years,
All right.
11 years. So it's
Tony, just
parang,
ano lang. TAP is like your group, no? It's called the Traders Apprentice Philippines. It's
yeah,
something that you started quite a few years ago, and it's basically an advocacy group, no, where you teach people how to invest properly. I think
yes, we
that's
teach
right.
people how to invest and how to focus on the four elements. No, before it was stocks, property, art. Now there's a fourth one, which is crypto.
Yeah.
And crypto is exciting because I feel it's a shortcut.
Okay.
Parang it will take you 5 years to make a fortune in the stock market. Maybe in crypto, 1 year, basta machempo mo yung bull market ng crypto, then
Okay.
you're okay.
Okay. The again, I'm speaking from siguro a lay experience, no.
Yes.
A lot of people are still afraid because there's no central government to manage it and so forth and so on. There's no real value, no fundamentals. What do you say about these things? The inherent dangers of cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Well, first of all, um, maybe the best thing to do is explain crypto in simple
Okay.
terms, no? Um, there are two components to crypto. Let's just talk Bitcoin first because that's a basic. I call it the network effect driver and the scarcity driver. So Bitcoin has both, which is very exciting. It has a scarcity driver and a network effect driver. So what is the network effect? The network effect is Facebook, Netflix. Why are these trillion-dollar companies? Because more people are in the network. So as more people join the network, it becomes more valuable, right? Google, these are trillion-dollar companies because more people join that network. So Bitcoin, Randall, is a network. Actually, the best way to explain it is Bitcoin is FB Messenger,
Okay.
right? In FB Messenger, I can send you a picture of what I ate. I can send you a spreadsheet. I can send you an invoice, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot send you $1. I cannot send you $1 billion on
Okay.
the Facebook network. No matter how valuable it is, there's 2 billion in the Facebook network. I cannot send you money. Bitcoin is also messenger, except that I can only send you Bitcoin.
Okay.
So as more people join this network, it's a value driver. It becomes more valuable with this thing they call the Metcalfe's law, which is the value of a network is n squared. So more people in the network, it's n squared. If it's two, it's n2. If it's a million, n1 million. That's the value. Okay, so that's the first thing that people have to understand about cryptocurrency. More people use it, the more valuable it is. Right now, just like Facebook, Randall, the best time to have owned or bought Facebook shares was when none of your relatives, none of your classmates,
We're
none
in.
of your office mates were in Facebook, right? Today, if you buy Facebook, you'll pay a lot more, maybe 100 times more for the same shares, right? Um, so it's the same way Bitcoin is like that. But there is also another driver to Bitcoin, which is the scarcity. Kasi ang Bitcoin is only 21 million supply, 88% have been mined. Almost 18 million plus have been mined. So the remaining balance that has to be mined, that will be mined over the next 10, 20, 25 years. So there's almost no Bitcoin left for everybody. And there's only 30 million people in Bitcoin. There's still a billion that's supposed to come into Bitcoin. So these are very early stages. It's a scarcity driver. The way I explain it to OFWs and my members, they're not technical people, is Bitcoin is force park. It's buying lots in force park in 1970s. Why is force park? I'll give you an example. 2010, I had a friend. He had a house in Forest Park, and he was telling me the value of his house in Forest Park was 250 million. Today, that same house is a billion. And you ask yourself, how can a house in Forest Park be a billion? Why would the Makati villages be at 350,000 per square, like Daneta, Dasma? And the reason for that is because Ayala cannot build Forest Park
Anymore.
in Makati anymore. They can build it in Pampanga, they can build it in Novali, they cannot build it in Makati anymore. So what has happened to Forest Park, to Green Hills, to Corinthian, to Valle Verde? They have become stores of value. In other words, if I'm Manny Pacquiao and I made a billion, I have a choice. I can put that billion in the bank, right? BDO or BPI, or I can buy a house in Forest Park, right? What do you think his choice would be?
The house. Yeah.
Yes, why? Because, I'll tell you about the Philippines. What's good about the Philippines, we have 30 billion in remittances sent by OFWs to us every year. So that's good because that's actual dollars coming in. Right? But it's also bad because what's happening is when they send $30 billion, the BSP has to print pesos.
Okay.
So they print pesos so the OFW families can do their shopping. But what's also happening is there's trillions, Randall, in the special deposit account. So they create these special deposit accounts, pay a higher interest rate so the banks can siphon off the liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much pesos. That's why before, if you remember, pare, yung 1,000 peso natin, panahon natin, makaka-date ka na sa Greenbelt, 1 week, diba? Ngayon, mag-order lang yung anak ko ng Grab Foods for us kasi my wife is lazy to cook. Bus yung 1,000, kulang yung 1,000 for McDonald's, di ba? Parang, so, the peso loses value, and what most people don't understand is this. The best driver that protects that wealth is property.
Yeah.
If you remember 2010, Novali was 6,000 per square. Now it's maybe above 25,000 per square. So the rich people, the way they saw it is, I'm going to buy Forest Park. I'm going to buy scarcity assets.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'll give you an example of a scarcity asset also is Boracay.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin, I just convinced her, Kelly Boncan, I don't know if you remember her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly, and she's now a widow, and she was asking, where should I put my money? I said, buy Bitcoin. And hindi ko naintindihan yung Bitcoin.
Mhm.
How sure am I that it's safe? Ang sabi ko sa kanya, what was your best investment in your life? Sabi niya, Boracay. I bought in Boracay in 1990s. So, sino kasama mo? Di ba ikaw kasama kita sa Boracay? 1990s, she bought a property in Boracay that became Patio Pacific or Pink Patio. And she bought it maybe with her late husband, 100 pesos per square meter. So that's it. That's Bitcoin. The best time to have bought in Boracay was when none of your relatives, none of your classmates, none of your office mates have been to Boracay. Now, everybody has been to Boracay. It will cost you maybe 80,000 per square. I don't know. So Bitcoin is very similar to property and yung scarcity properties. But the nice thing about Bitcoin, Randall, is it has a network effect. So only Filipinos will buy in Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because of the network effect, because it's in the internet, the whole world can access Bitcoin. So you have these two, that's why people are saying, how come it keeps going higher and higher? And doon yung sagot. It's in the internet, so everyone can buy it. Africans, Latin Americans, and at the same time, it's 21 million.
Yeah. Tony, siguro 4 years ago,
yes,
still dismiss Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency, but today it's so big, it's now in a way it's a mainstream thing. We can't dismiss it anymore. Therefore, this is the whole concept that we want to start educating people.
Yes.
But Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. They say it's the gold. It's like it's the digital gold. It's like a
Bitcoin is first. I'll ask you a question. What was the best investment? People don't know this. What was the best investment the past 10 years? 2010 to 2020. And I ask this from people and say, I don't know. Ano ba, no? And I always tell them it's Bitcoin. So 2010 to 2020, 10 years, I always ask them, okay, if it's the best investment, ilan ang gain niya? Nobody can answer me.
Yeah, yeah.
10,000%? 100, Randall, 9 million%.
Wow, yeah.
How can something grow? So when I saw that as a trader, I said, teka muna, something's going on here. And so when it collapsed, I think 2017, it went as high as 20,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it collapsed at 3,000, di ba?
Yeah.
But me as a trader, because I'm a momentum trader, I said, teka muna, that's why we're going to have a big rally next kasi it collapsed 80%. In other words, with Bitcoin, you don't have a 1,000% move if you don't have the 80% corrections as a trader. So parang you cannot expect something goes up 1,000%, magko-correct siya 10%. Hindi galaw blue chips yun, di ba? So kung blue chip, aakyat ng 40%, magko-correct ng 5%, ganyan ang galaw niya.
Yeah, yeah.
But ang Bitcoin, gumagalaw siya ng 1,000, 2,000% up, ang correction niya 80%.
Okay.
So I knew when it corrected 80%, sabi ko sa tappers, you all have to buy 1 Bitcoin each. I'm not asking you to gamble, but if you can afford 0.5, just buy 0.5 Bitcoin.
Okay. Tony,
so it's
Tony, the
so it's siyang nauna, and that's why I have a bit of a dilemma kasi people ask me, Tony, should I still buy Bitcoin?
Yeah, that's my question.
I was telling you to buy Bitcoin, it's just $3,000, $4,000. So tappers bought it at 190,000 pesos.
Okay.
200,000 pesos, I know which tapper bought it. I know guys who bought it at 250,000 pesos. Pero ngayon, 2.5 million, 2.3 million, pwede pa ba? Ang sagot ko sa kanila is, buy less and less Bitcoin now. So kung dati I recommended 90% Bitcoin, ngayon I would recommend 10-20% Bitcoin. Okay. And you have to buy the Ethereum, you have to buy the Cardano, you have to buy the new kids on the block. Now, I'll explain that to you. Kasi yung Bitcoin was, the best time to have bought it was 2013. Basically 2 cycles away. And Ethereum took off $7 January 2017, $7 to 1,400 2017. So ngayon, for me, the ones that are just taking off now is Cardano.
Okay.
So, and they refer to Cardano, Randall, as third-gen crypto.
Okay. Okay.
You know what's so exciting about Cardano? You cannot put Bitcoin here. It's not safe. Few wallets can store your Bitcoin on your mobile phone. But do you know your Cardano, you can store it in your wallet, in your
Mm,
smartphone. Hindi
okay.
lang yan, Randall. When you store it in your smartphone, it will earn 5% per year in coins. So para siyang bank account.
Okay.
It, and the coins don't leave your wallet.
They
You're
stay there.
staking it, it's earning 5%, and it stays in your wallet. So if you're talking to me about what will be the Bitcoin of Africa, of India, it's here. It's Cardano.
What?
Cardano has
How can it earn 5%, Tony?
uh, what happens is you commit your coins, you cannot sell it,
Okay.
and they give you 5% more coins.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But I'll give you an example why the math of that is parang mind-boggling. I know a tapper, for example, who bought Cardano last year at 10 cents.
Okay.
Right? So let's say at 10 cents, he buys 200,000 pesos at 10 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone up to, let's say,
Yeah.
$1 now, right? He's only supposed to get 5%.
Okay.
Pero ngayon, Randall, when he gets the 5%, it's at $1. It's
Okay.
not at 10 cents.
Yeah.
Because it's gone up 10 times, right?
Yeah.
So parang he's getting 50%
Okay.
return on his actual money.
Okay.
Parang ganun yung math. I can
All
give
right. All right.
examples.
Okay. Okay.
It goes up, right?
So you're saying right now, I mean, generally, might be a little bit too late in the game. Do you see that Bitcoin? I guess it will grow, but it's not going to grow exponentially anymore.
No, Bitcoin is still going to grow because actually I see Bitcoin getting to $1 million after the 2024 halving.
Okay.
So Bitcoin can still grow. Ang sinasabi ko lang is for someone who has 300, 400,000 pesos, parang maliit na lang ng Bitcoin na mabibili niya. You understand what I'm saying?
You can't get any volume anymore.
You cannot get the same volume, right?
Yeah.
But I'll give you an example. Do you know Cardano was 6 cents last May?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Now it's $1, correct? No, Randall, ikaw, for example, you buy Cardano at $1.
Uh-huh.
And then I am right that it goes to $5 to $10. Just for math lang, it goes to $10.
Mm-hmm.
So yung binili mo ng $1, meron kang 5% staking every year.
Yeah, may 5 cents.
Pero $10 na siya.
Okay.
So doon sa capital mo, parang times yung 5% times 10, parang kang 50% ROI.
Wow, okay. All right.
It gets to $10. Yeah. I actually think Cardano has room to grow because it will be the Bitcoin of the poor people.
Okay.
Yeah, Ethereum is mataas ang gas fees. Bitcoin is, you know who's buying Bitcoin? Elon Musk bought $1 billion of Bitcoin, right? So the people who are buying Bitcoin, digital gold, parang mahal na siya. You know, $50,000 sa Pilipino, mabigat yun, di ba?
Yeah.
But Cardano is $1.
All right.
So you can still buy it.
So basically, from your recommendations, you can't create volume, di ba? I mean,
yes.
You use this term bodega. You can't put so much. If I only have 100,000 to 100,000 pesos to invest on that kind of investment, it won't. It's still gonna grow, but I can't create volume. So I'd rather choose cryptocurrencies that can.
Yes. Okay, I'll give you an example. That's why, yes, for me, investing, because I've been in this business like you for a long time, it's custom made. So when a tapper will PM me and say, boss, how much Bitcoin should I buy? And first question is, well, how much do you have? If they have 5 million, you can buy 1 Bitcoin, 2.3, and then the rest is spread mo sa Ethereum, Cardano, Link, or whatever you like. There's Aave, Polkadot. But if you're OFW and you have 500,000 pesos, how can I tell you to put all of it in Bitcoin, right? So I would say put maybe 200,000 or 150,000 in Bitcoin, and then if Cardano outperforms and these other coins, they will outperform Bitcoin because they're small cap.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is the blue chip. And then later, sa next bear market, pag nabenta mo yun, next bear market, idagdag mo sa Bitcoin.
Yeah, okay. So you use this Cardano to build capital.
Yeah, and I have something I want to tell you na maybe for your followers. No? My advice to all tappers, like yung bumili ng 1 Bitcoin or 0.5 Bitcoin. Okay, I know you're young and you have a goal to buy a house or a car.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have one Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes to $500,000, and I think it will, it's just a matter of time, and you buy a house, okay lang yun. Pero I always tell them, Randall, magtira kayo ng 0.2 Bitcoin, 0.25. Now, you never sell until you're 50 years old or 49 or 45 years old. So parang my point is, yung pension mo, 0.2 Bitcoin, 0.25.
Okay.
Now, saying we don't have the charts here, but if you join my group, I have all the charts there. Bitcoin can only keep going up because every 4 years they cut the supply. So like maybe last May, before May 2020, miners, they devote all these computers to compute these mga mathematical equations. If they solve it, they get a Bitcoin. Before they get 12 Bitcoins per block. Now you just get 6. After that May 20, kaya lumipad ang Bitcoin. But you know, Randall, 2024, you get something like 3.25 Bitcoins per block.
So lumiliit na lang.
Lumiliit. So Randall, if you invested a lot of computer power and you're in the almost like you're using a lot of solar or whatever power and then you're going to get 3 Bitcoin, hindi mo bebenta yun ng $10,000.
Yeah, you have to make
bebenta mo
power.
Sa cost mo, bebenta mo na yun. Ganun ang Bitcoin. That's why Satoshi was brilliant because he understood. Diba? So if you have Bitcoin, you just hold on to it. Someday, easily 500,000. It's easy. Remember, I told you, Randall, 2010 to 2020, 9 million %.
Okay.
Bitcoin. O sabihin na natin, hindi na kaya yan. 900,000% na lang. Or 90,000% na lang in the next 10 years. Because, this is decreasing marginal revenue yan, di ba?
Okay.
Kasi malaki pa rin yung, maski 9,000%, I'll get it.
Okay. So, Tony, for the interest of other people, what are the inherent risks when investing in cryptocurrency?
Well, okay. The first risk is yung regulation. People say that countries may ban it. But there's a lot of jurisprudence that already has come out na it's property. In fact, in America, I don't know this the one that oversees the banks, they just approve using Bitcoin, allowing banks to keep custody of Bitcoin.
Okay.
Like ako, some of the older people, you don't want to hold on to your Bitcoin, baka mawala yung laptop mo or whatever. They're now allowing banks. Singapore is allowing banks to dabble in cryptocurrency. What I'm saying is 5 years from now, you walk into a bank in California or Singapore and you give them Bitcoin and they lend you money against that. You can buy a condo, you can buy a car. Parang ganun mangyari. And then just tell, kayo na lang humawak niyan. Kasi ayoko, baka makalimutan ko yung password. Baka something happens to me and my wife doesn't have access to my password. Diba? So parang Bitcoin might even normalize. So there's a lot of sovereigns who have ruled Bitcoin is a property. It's like gold. Diba? So you cannot go after it. So that's the first list. If some countries like India, there was talk that they might ban it, then yun ang risk in that country. Okay. But when you ban Bitcoin, regulators also know you're stifling innovation. Kasi if a country bans Bitcoin, maiiwanan siya. All the innovation will move to the outside of that country and go to Singapore or to Malta where there's innovation. Okay, that's one. And for me, the other risk of Bitcoin, kasi it's new, is how you safekeep it. Kasi I know people who bought the wrong hardware wallet and you got scammed. Na phishing sila. So it's possible, merong coins PH na phishing. Dati, di ba? Kasi parang she got an email, she clicked that email. So you have to attend our seminars where we teach you how to avoid these things. Now, in my case, I bought a MacBook. And the role of that MacBook is not to surf or to watch YouTube or Netflix. I put my Bitcoin there and I don't offline. I keep it cold. So yung personal, the way you safekeep, because some people talaga, they're careless. Password, they forget their FB. Yung ganon, so you really have to write it down, your password. Depending on the wallet, you even scotch tape it. You even put it in a Ziploc or what have you, because sometimes some ink disappear. I even write the password, the PIN, everything using a permanent ink, a marker.
Okay.
And then you safekeep it. Yes, kasi maraming ganon.
Okay.
Na they forgot their wallet.
How about market crashes? Isn't that also an inherent risk? It can crash, it can lose.
Yeah, that's a good question, Randall. March 2020, there was a crash. People called it the liquidity crash. The US stock market crashed, had a mini crash, and Bitcoin crashed. But you know what also happened March 2020? Up to June, July, Bitcoin decoupled from the US markets.
Okay.
In fact, Bitcoin outperformed a lot of US stocks since that time, since that crash. So ngayon, people are saying there might be another crash, di ba? In the US markets, Nasdaq, people are nervous, Tesla is down. But sa akin, it's changed na eh. You know, 2017, Randall, retail lang ang bumibili ng Bitcoin. Ngayon, it's all institutionals. Last year, the institutions bought 140% of all Bitcoin mined. All the new Bitcoin supply was purchased by Square App, PayPal, Grayscale, and MicroStrategy. There were just 4 companies that bought all the supply of Bitcoin last year, and these are institutions. Hindi yan magbibenta in the next 10 years, right? MicroStrategy, Michael said, or let's say, I'm not selling my Bitcoin because exactly, Bitcoin is like a lot in Forest Park. You know, I'll tell you this story. There's a family friend, 2010, say, yung mother-in-law niya was a widow na. Sabi, bibenta ko yung bahay ko sa Green Hills. Magkano, tita? 45 million. 1,000 square meters. I'll just buy a condo. You know, she sold that house in Green Hills for 45 million. And I was telling them, don't sell that house. Kasi parang Bitcoin yan eh. No supply. Scarcity. Driven. Hindi earnings driven. Di ba PSE is earnings driven. Pag bear market, lockdown tayo, bagsakan Jollibee, bagsakan mga blue chips, earnings driven assets suffer. But Bitcoin is a scarcity asset. It doesn't suffer. In the 1997 crisis and 2008, bagsak ang stocks. Umaksak ba ang Valle Verde or Vilnius? Hindi, di ba? Di ba? It stayed put, right? Forest Park did hardly collapse, di ba? So she sold that house, 45 million. 2020 now, the same house is 280 million. Baka 300 million. So what's my point? My point is, when you're talking of Bitcoin, parang you really have to think hard about selling it. You sell some because you need it. But also sa akin, sell it to buy another scarcity-driven assets like the house, a property. Right.
So, Tony, are you saying like if I'm willing to wait, I'm maybe in my 20s, 30s, 40s, I have 10, 15, 20 years to, just park my money. That might be a good place to put your money. I guess, being the financial, not all your money, but some of your money might be a good idea.
My recommendation now is, syempre, property.
Okay.
Of the 4, sa top is stocks, property, crypto art. Siguro, property. But here's the problem with property.
I mean, how many people can buy property? They're very...
Yeah, this is it na eh. Parang this is the problem. And I have to go through my life experiences. 2010, remember the subprime crisis? Mega World collapsed from 460 to 47 cents. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that go down below 50 cents, I go, teka, this is the best time to buy Mega World. Because 1997, I saw DMCI, Bell go below 1 peso. I had to buy it, so I borrowed money from my bank and I mortgaged my house and I bought a lot of Mega World at 47 centavos. And 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2013, 14, nasa 4 peso siya. And I sold it and I made a lot of money. And you can say, oh, you're a genius. You bought at 47 cents. You sold at 380, almost 4. But you know what, Randall? I bought all the Mega World because 2010, I wanted to buy a house in Ayala, Alabang. 19,000 per square.
Okay.
500 square meters, 8 million. What I used to buy my Mega World, 8 million. I bought at 50 cents. I bought a lot of Mega World. Parang 8 million yung lagay ko doon. Randall, Ayala Alabang is already 120,000 per square. That same lot is 60 million. And Randall, I still don't have that lot in Ayala Alabang. You understand what I'm saying? So even I got left behind. No matter how good I was with stocks, I got left behind. That's why the problem now with stocks is, and I've seen this happen, is pag itapat mo yung Philippine stocks versus Philippine property, teka muna, baka walang laban yung stocks eh. Yeah. Because you cannot get volume. By the time you buy it, pwede ka pa ma-shake out. So many things can happen, di ba? But Bitcoin, for me, is your best to catch up and maybe have a chance to make a down payment.
Yeah, okay.
Parang
Because
ganun yung
you
tingin
cannot
ko.
buy a property with a few 100,000, right? But you can
Yes.
buy cryptocurrency. Okay.
Yes. Exactly. Like
Right.
Cardano, no? Okay. Cardano now for me, if you buy at $1 now, easy yan, $3 to $5 this cycle. But let me give this warning, ha? The crypto bull market started last year after the halving. Plan B is very well followed, and Dan held, they have two charts. The peak is around September to December of 2021.
Okay.
So maaga pa ngayon, and then we might see another 80% crash after September 2020. So you also don't want to be in crypto forever.
Okay. Okay. So that's either, and then, or you can just hold on to it, until
Yes,
wait.
you can hold on.
Yeah, just, parang,
Because 2020, 2024, another halving. So
okay.
yung 6 Bitcoin per block magiging 3. So
Okay.
puputok na naman ng Bitcoin, susunod na naman yung mga smaller
It
coins.
does it follow, Tony, when Bitcoin goes up, other crypto also goes up. Is that effect like that?
Yes, in general, they all go up. But
Okay.
some kasi what happens is when Bitcoin goes up, short term, money goes to Bitcoin, and so they sell the smaller coins, the altcoins. And then pag Bitcoin is fully valued, they move back to the altcoins, and they have this thing they call the altcoin season. But in
Okay.
general, during the cycle, they all go up with Bitcoin.
All right. All right. And they go down all at the same time too.
They also go down, and in fact, the altcoins can collapse more than Bitcoin. Parang if Bitcoin collapsed 80%, I've seen some altcoins collapse 99%. Yung 2017,
All right.
99% from the high.
Wow. This is helpful, no? Tony, they can check you out, no? Traders Apprentice Philippines. You have
Yes.
a group. I know you guys are very active. I've attended a couple of your sessions also. Any advice or word that to those watching this YouTube channel?
Yeah, one is let's do baby steps, diba? A lot of people tried stocks. If stocks is not for you, it's hard. Parang, here's my basic problem with stocks. It's not the stock market. It's just that when you buy stocks, you buy Jollibee, Randall. Henry C was making bodega Jollibee at 5 pesos and 10 when it had 20 stores. And when there was a Jollibee in SM Megaball, he knew it was earning a lot of money. So my problem with stocks is the people who own the blue chips are your uncles and your grandfathers who bought 1990s to 1980s or year 2000. They bought ahead of you, right? So if you're buying stocks now, I'm not sure if you're buying early. But in crypto, like remember what I said, you're buying something your uncles and your grandfathers or a lot of your classmates don't even have. Right? And so you just have to buy the right one. Because if you buy the next Bitcoin of Africa or the next Bitcoin of jackpot ka. You, like I said, 9 million%. So I'm not saying that will happen again, of course not. But the odds are strongly in your favor. And also because these are early days, there's 30 million Bitcoin in Bitcoin. There's 2.2 billion in Facebook.
Okay.
Right? So, and what also, sorry, let me also qualify what I'm saying. As Filipinos, our banks are safe. You and I, we worked in PCI Bank. Right? Why? Because families own our banks. BDO is owned by the C. Ayala is owned by OCII. So they will not let the managers ruin their bank. But if you talk of Deutsche Bank, you talk a lot about the global banks. There are no families there. It's run by the professional managers, the guys who own 5%, control it, run the bank. So they go into derivatives, they go to all these risky assets, kasi they get their bonus at the end of the year. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so Philippine banks and our BSP, they're very good. So Philippines is very safe. That's why you may not need Bitcoin actually, except because you want to buy property. But if you are in Lebanon, in Cyprus, Argentina, magdasal ka kung wala kang Bitcoin. Because if they ruin their currency, like what happened in Venezuela, wala kang laban.
Okay.
You really have no solution. But of course, in the Philippines, stable ang banks natin. We will not have a bank run. Although in 2008, we all panicked, right? But there was no basis for that, right? So it also depends where you're situated.
Okay. So last question, I'll put you on the here. If I can only choose 3 cryptocurrencies now, what would be your top 3 recommendations?
If you have less than $1 million, I'd say 20% Bitcoin, 20%, 30% Ethereum. And I like the new kids on the block is Chainlink. Um, because that's new and it has outperformed Bitcoin 2018 and 2019, which were bear markets in crypto. Yet it outperformed Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Cardano, which is touted to be the third gen crypto.
Okay.
It's an improvement on Ethereum and Bitcoin itself. Then some like Polkadot, which is like a Cardano, some like BNB, this Binance coin, because Binance is one of the biggest exchanges.
Platforms, yeah.
Yeah, so parang I would stick to just those. Later, as you get to do your research, pwede naman to experiment a little, but the bulk, 80%, has to be where it's safe, diba?
Okay. All right. All right. So thank you, Tony. This has been,
Thank you.
I've always had a wonderful discussion with you. I can't forget you asked me to put some money in crypto way back 2016, 2017. I should have listened. Anyway, it's not too late.
Yes.
With that, they can catch you, no? Traders Apprentice Philippines. I will put the link in the pod. And then,
Yes.
Tony, can you invite them to subscribe to my channel, please?
Yes, please subscribe to Randall. Is this your first YouTube channel or?
It is, but medyo I'm tamad eh, so I don't.
Yeah, it's funny because the millennials now they like YouTube and they like to see video. And
Yeah.
if you want to see a smiling face and follow Randall, Randall, we know each other. So Randall, one thing about Randall, he will tell you that he will not mislead you or anything like that. He is a man of his word and he fights for financial literacy. For me, he is the financial literacy guru of the Philippines. He will fight for the average Filipino to be financially literate. And we have to start there. We have to start with financial literacy.
All right. Thank you, Tony. God bless you.
Thank you, and partner. Bye-bye.